Well, there's a cheery gospel for you, huh? It's that time of the year. It's that time of the year where people gather around them in their backyard. It's that time of the year where people gather around them at the lake. It's that time of the year that people gather around them at night. The them that I speak of are campfires, bonfires, and fire pits. Why, so many households have them today. That fire pits that either they build right into the ground or one of those that's portable that they can just bring out and set on the back patio. There's something about gathering around a fire. Whether it be a campfire while camping, whether it be a bonfire, whether it be simply a small fire pit in our backyard, there's something about it that attracts you and I as human beings. Why, I even marvel at the fact that this time of the year, when it can be extremely hot outside at night, people will still gather and they will light a fire. And there they will sit around it to drink a libation or two of their favorite choice. But they sit around the fire not only to be enveloped in its light and in its warmth, but they sit around the fire that they might tell a story. And the stories are many, but the stories are universal. The stories we tell around the fire are the stories that make up our life. It is who we are. There's something about a fire that reminds us both its power to burn and to purify, but as well as its energy to give warmth and to provide us power. Oh, I have come, Jesus says, to set the world on fire. And how I wish it were already blazing. It would make sense that you and I are attracted to the campfire, the bonfire, the fire pit, because of course we stand on molten lava. At the very core of the earth in which we reside, there is that fire that is beneath our feet. And there is the fire that is above our heads. It's called the sun. That blazing ball of fire that is there, that without it you and I could not live or survive or encounter growth. So it would make sense that since you and I are surrounded by the power of fire, that we would be attracted to it. The great Jesuit priest Teilhard de Chardin wrote these words: someday after the human race harnesses the waves and the wind and the tides and even gravity itself, someday hopefully that same human race, having harnessed all of that energy, why, someday hopefully then that same human race will harness for God the energies of love. And once the human race does that, Teilhard de Chardin goes on to say, we, the human race, will have discovered fire for the second time. Once you and I are able to harness the energies of God's love, then we will have discovered fire for the second time. That's what Jesus is so passionate and driven by in today's gospel. He's about energy. He's about focus. He's about trying to get you and I convinced that we need to do more than just sit around the fire. We need to do more than just observe the fire. We need to do more than just simply be warmed by the fire. You and I need to become the fire. The energy of love. So that in doing so, why then, we will indeed transform this world, will we not? It will, this love of ours, as we harness the energy of that love that is given to us by God and that we then must give to one another. Once we go down that path, well, then everything changes. Yes, it burns and it purifies, and as Jesus reminds us today, it will cause division. Anytime you and I choose the path of love rather than hatred, the path of love rather than resentment, the path of love rather than getting even, the path of love rather than holding on to grudges, once we choose that path, there are going to be people who want, like Jeremiah in today's first reading, who want to throw us in the cistern, who want nothing to do with us. Yes, even family. That can happen to and does happen to, because of course we have chosen not to focus in on the petty things, the trivial things of life that help us to lose focus of what really matters in this life, in the preparation for hopefully the next life to become. And so by choosing not to get caught up on that, but rather to choose to give all of our time and all of our energy towards love, why then, yes, it will burn, it will purify, it will divide, but it will also bring warmth. And it will also bring energy. It will also bring power to this world that badly needs it today. So as we spend these final weeks of summer gathered around our own fires, whether they be in our backyard, at the lake home, whether it be wherever, let us be mindful that the fire calls out to us. The fire beckons us. The fire warms us. The fire invites us to take the energies of love and to harness them and to discover for the second time the gift that is fire.